I thank Chairman Tiberi as well as Chairman Brady. I truly appreciate your willingness to work with me on this legislation that'll peel back this lesser-known tax increase buried in the Affordable Care Act that is already hurting middle-class families and will begin to hurt seniors early next year. H.R. 3590, the Halt Tax Increases on the Middle Class and Seniors Act, is a bill I introduced earlier in this Congress, and it will protect seniors from this tax hike and will roll it back for middle-class families. With the cost of health care rising and becoming significantly harder for families and seniors to find, this legislation is necessary to provide relief to Americans with expensive medical bills. Since 2005, health care costs have steadily risen faster than inflation in every year except one. Additionally, the trend towards rising health insurance deductibles and premiums are leaving people exposed to increased out-of-pocket costs. We should be working to reduce this burden, not making it worse. But that's not what this hidden tax hike in the Affordable Care Act would do. Currently, the IRS allows Americans with high health care costs to deduct out certain out-of-pocket expenses from their taxes. Prior to 2013, individuals could deduct out-of-pocket costs that exceed 7.5% of one's adjusted gross income, or AGI. The Affordable Care Act changed this for Americans under the age of 65 already by moving that threshold to 10%, effectively raising taxes on middle-class Americans. And to make matters worse, that same tax increase is scheduled to hit Americans 65 and older starting January 1st, 2017. This is particularly concerning to me because according to the Census Bureau's 2014 American Community Survey, approximately 140,000 individuals, roughly 1/5 of my constituents, are over the age of 65. Though it has not received much attention, the medical expense deduction means a great deal to some of the most vulnerable Americans. According to recent data from more than 8 million people use this deduction, with more than 80% earning less than $100,000 a year and 49% earning less than $50,000 a year. This deduction is extremely important for low and middle income Americans who have already spent thousands in out-of-pocket costs and cannot afford another shock to their wallets and pocketbooks. The same goes for seniors, many who already live on fixed incomes and struggle to make ends meet. According to the AARP, seniors make up 56% of all claimants of the medical expense deduction. If the threshold is raised, many seniors who have saved for their whole lives and have carefully planned for retirement will suddenly be faced with hundreds of dollars in extra taxes on top of the out-of-pocket medical costs they already pay. That's why I introduced this bill. It is a bipartisan bill to stop this tax increase for seniors and roll it back for those under 65. The impetus for this legislation came from one of my constituents in Green Valley, Arizona. His name is Loren Thorson. Tragically, Loren passed away earlier this year. But he knew the importance of raising awareness of this tax hike, and he was committed and passionate to doing what he could do to stop it. I am honored to be standing here today in order to advance this effort, Loren's effort, one step further. In closing, I want to say thanks to the 17 co-sponsors, including Chairman Tiberi, Congresswoman Lynn Jenkins, Congressman Bob Dole, and Congressman Jason Smith, all members of the Ways and Means Subcommittee, as well as my colleague from Arizona, Kirsten Sinema. I would also like to thank the various supporting groups, including the AARP, Americans for Prosperity 60+, Americans for Tax Reform, the Association of Mature American Citizens, and the National Taxpayer Union. I would urge all members to join me in supporting this bill in order to ensure we protect the American people from another harmful health care tax increase cannot afford. Thank you. Now yield back to